NPA Deputy Head Willie Hofmeyr took the stand again at the Mokgoro Enquiry. His cross-examination was postponed on Tuesday following grueling cross-examination from both Advocate Mokgoro Enquiry and Lawrence Mrwebi's legal teams earlier this week. This after Hofmeyr gave damning testimony against Enquiry and Mrwebi. He made allegations of political interference and a lack of action against corruption cases under Enquiry and Mrwebi's watch. However, Hofmeyr's credibility as a witness was questioned multiple times, this after the role he played in the controversial decision to drop corruption charges against former President Jacob Zuma in April 2009. Our reporter Sipho Stuurman is in Centurion covering the inquiry for us, and he joins us live. Good afternoon to you, Sipho. What happened today?
Well, a very good afternoon to you and our SABC TV News viewers. I'm actually just coming outside the venue. That's because our proceedings are inside are just continuing. And of course, we know that Willie Hofmeyr is the witness that is currently on the stand for a fifth time right now, and I think it's the most by any witness, and that's because of the nature of his testimony over the last times that he has appeared before the commission and really just making those strong allegations of political interference within the NPA, and that there is a lack of tackling what he calls serious corruption cases. And he even today he cited a parliamentary scope report which had questioned the number of cases that the NPA has actually successfully prosecuted, that is cases that are related to serious crimes and corruption. And what Willie Hofmeyr has done, he has placed the blame squarely on Enquiry and Mrwebi's hands, saying that the two who were, in leadership of the NPA for quite some time. You remember, Enquiry was the acting head in 2012, and Mrwebi was the head of Special Commercial Crimes Unit. So they were, intimately involved in terms of crimes that are related to corruption or intricate corruption type of crimes. So they're financial crimes rather. So he says those two were the ones that were in charge and they should have acted strongly, but they didn't. And he says the decline of the NPA then started under their leadership. So basically he's continuing that line of testimony, seemingly not moving back in terms of putting the blame right at Enquiry and Mrwebi's doorstep in what he calls is the decline of the NPA. Of course, you mentioned there that his credibility as a witness over the time, he's been here about 5 times already now, so his credibility as a witness has also been questioned, and primarily the reason that his credibility has been questioned is, of course, his participation in that controversial decision in 2009 by the NPA to drop charges against former President Jacob Zuma. Of course, at the time, former President Zuma was the ANC president, but not the president of the country, and he had these charges hanging over him. So when the charges were dropped, that cleared the path for him to assume power at Union Buildings. So Enquiry's legal team here turned this around to saying, actually, the one person that has taken decisions that have strong political implications is Hofmeyr himself, and not necessarily Enquiry.
Sipho Stuurman giving us an update from the Mokgoro Enquiry there that's taking place. He will continue following the story and keeping us updated.